You feel me? All that good stuff. What's happening? Did you just do something, Will? No, right? I'm just gonna keep talking. Anyway, thank you for popping in, pulling in. This is gonna be another banger. I think right now in the market, aside from the Stimmy check announcement, oh my gosh, Stimmy check. Um, we've been in an interesting cycle, and everyone says that every fucking cycle, this is different. It is different. It's always different. And I'll let the expert go into it. But, this is a perfect time to be detached emotionally and just be very strategic. Um, I know I've always talked about DCAing, and from the beginning of time, DCAing has always been the alpha. Always has been the alpha. But like I like recently a few months ago started doing like different auto buys on Bitcoin from different accounts just not to think about it. And also like auto saving stuff like on Cash App and shit. And dude, it's kind of wild, the accumulation. And if you just kind of have that plan in place, you're probably less emotionally attached. Like for sure. We'll talk about stimmy season. We'll talk about what that means. Will, off rip, if you could answer this for me when you do go, I want to know if there's a lot of this. Oh yeah, remember what happened last time? We're gonna have an influx and altcoins and this, and I want to believe all that. But I would love if when you start your sentiment, if you can kind of jump into, or whenever it makes sense for you. If that's like if it's that easy to correlate, or if there's more things that are taken in play. But we'll jump into that in a second. We have a few people coming through. We have some friends pulling up. I got some Art Basel announcement. Beat Basel is going down December 4th and 5th. I can't fucking wait. Been busting ass this year for all types of cool shit happening, and I can't fucking wait to just put it all together and bring everyone all together. No pun intended. But yeah, definitely excited. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to everybody pulling up. It's gonna be a really good time. We definitely will be playing the claw here in a little bit. And if you want to get ahead and get access to a free 30, even maybe $50 claw play, just post below you playing the claw, and boom, you're qualified. And I'll be giving you a claw live here while we're going into everything, while we're talking, while we're yapping. We're definitely talking Casino Wars. We're definitely talking, when it's time to just shut the fuck up, because some of you guys just don't know when to shut the fuck up. Like, dude, come on. Come on. But yeah, we'll go into all of it. I Yeah, man. I'm ecstatic right now. If you guys are on stream, you can see this face. I'm fucking ecstatic. It's been a day. Kiro, welcome in, motherfucker. Thank you for being here, Will. Go break it down, Will. Talk to us. What's going down?
I assume you want to hear that we're cooked, right? No,
Nah. I know. The thing is, my energy, my vibe knows we're not cooked. And then boom, Trumpito announces stimmy checks. So there's no way we're fucking cooked.
well, stimmies are limited, but yeah, there's going to be some stimmy checks.
You're on your do it big Chicago, huh?
No,
Negative about
no,
it.
like I'm not negative about it at all. I mean, it's good for inflation, and inflation benefits those who are in debt. So it is what it is. But I think at the end of the day, like if you look at a stimmy text, it's gonna just be people that are working. That's it. If you're filing taxes, you get a stimmy check. If you're not filing taxes, there's no check coming to you. That's basically how I think he has it set up right now. And I don't care either way. It doesn't really bother me whether I got one or not. But I just wanted people to kind of understand how it's going to likely work. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. At least that's the way he talked about how he was going to do it. So, that's the whole stimmy check thing. It'll likely people won't pay bills with it. They won't pay debt with it. They'll go buy a bag, or they'll go buy some shoes, or they'll go buy some crypto, or it'll be an influx of money that'll come and go pretty quickly, I think, personally. It can still add up to a lot of money though. So the biggest thing right now, I think, overall is like a lot of people have concerns with this markets and like what markets are going to do. I do think like we just understanding markets in general. I won't even go into crypto because I feel like people like to compare crypto like it's some kind of separate market that operates in some separate way, and really in reality it operates very similarly to the stock market and to in the ways that it moves in like an order of operations in a sense. And that's just like the investing habits, right? So a lot of investors like to stay towards safety, just like the stock market for a while, and then they like to move towards risk once they start making money. I think there's still a lot of pressures on the economy where people aren't feeling too happy, and like people are like using money essentially to try and gamble to get more money to pay bills and not really kind of to gamble more. I think a lot of that gaming mentality is kind of gone out the window. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that there won't be a bait and switch on the risk side of markets, which is basically just liquidity flows moving in and moving out. I mean, we saw it with Beyond Meats the other week. They trapped a lot of people in that one, and that's a stock company, right? Ran that shit all the way up from like 60 cents to basically $7.60, and now today we're right back at $1.22. That's a big ass trap. And if you think about it, there'll likely be bigger traps in crypto coming, but like you can capitalize on them. I think that's the biggest thing. As long as you know they're a trap, you know how to act when the market moves. And that's the thing I try to educate people on is like it's more about it's not about necessarily being like I got to avoid everything. It's more about how do I approach it and what's my in and out target or thought process. So I think that's always the best way to kind of approach it. Um, yeah, overall, right
Hold
now,
on. So is direct correlation where Stimmy check inserted in Americans the bank account and then up goes my meme coin
well,
back.
nobody knows how it's going to directly work. So, I'm there's theoreticals that it'll be a check to you. There's theoreticals it'll be a tax write off. There's theoreticals of a
Why
lot
is
of
there
different ways it's going
theoreticals
to
when
be.
the first time it happened they just said checks?
Because it was brought up in a couple different ways. So it was brought up as a potential
This
tax write
makes shit
off
too complicated. We already know
or
what's gonna
check.
happen, dog. 2,000 USD in a check.
Yeah, it'll likely be mailed checks, and if you owe the
They
government
can
money,
print
they'll
that
go ahead and
out.
they'll
You
take that.
dig?
So if you owe the IRS, don't be expecting a check, even if you filed your taxes, because they're gonna go ahead and take that. But yeah, if you don't owe the government, and it'll benefit you one way or another. It's gonna be money to you, right? It'll come back in your taxes, essentially, the money you get back from your taxes, or it'll come on a check by itself, one of the two. But that again, if all goes well and it goes through, he's pushing for it to happen, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily even going to happen, right? Right now, they're fighting in the courts on the tariff situation, which a lot of people aren't really talking about either, and that could be disastrous if the courts end up kind of ruling against him on the tariff situation. Um, because what that will do is that'll likely cause a situation where he'll have to pay all those tariffs back to the companies that he took the tariffs from. And a lot of people aren't thinking about that. And then if that happens, guess what? No stimmies. And that also means that we're not paying out any debt. So a lot of people aren't thinking about this from a holistic standpoint. And it all comes back to, again, don't come for me. I'm just telling you how this works. So don't think I'm politically driven or take a side on this. I'm just telling you kind of how this works. But in addition to that, he's if he ends up losing the situation, which could happen. Don't think it can't happen because theoretically, Congress is the one actually to control tariffs, and he's using kind of a different method to use tariffs through the emergencies and stuff like that. Again, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, but just kind of stuff that I'm kind of paying attention to. So in that situation, if he has to pay those tariffs back to those companies, you won't be getting anything. So just keep that in mind too. Expectations high, I wouldn't have high expectations. I would just be, optimistic, but like also at the same time pessimistic on the situation actually going through. So just better people don't even look towards that as like something. I think a lot of people are reaching for something to kind of push markets. The one thing we needed was the government to open back up. That's the main thing we needed, and that happened. And technically, it won't open up for another week. A lot of people don't realize that either, even though they agreed on it. It's going to be like another week or two before that actually goes through, and then the government will be back open. That should help money flow in a big way, um, as far as markets and everything else. But I mean, as far as where things are, they're kind of flat, really, to be honest with you. Like Bitcoin's kind of flat at the moment, still hovering above 100K, still looking pretty decent. I don't see any issues there. Ethereum's still kind of trying to fight the trend. Uh, that one specifically is looking a little funky, but when has Ethereum not looked funky? It's just kind of rolling back over again. And, if it comes back down, it likely you're looking at like 2,600 if it wants to break low. Solana, right? The low is set. We pretty much know what the low has been for like 2 years, 122 if it comes back down. So this is just where the lows are, right? So you can kind of measure your expectations from there. Altcoins, they're already blasted. So I don't know what people's expectations are for most of those to go lower. They're already low. They're already floored pretty much. It feels very, like a very quick, flash crash that just stayed crashed. And when it comes to altcoins specifically, but the funny part is, or at least the weird part is that total 3 is not pointing to that, right? Like total 3 is still looking actually pretty decent. So when you look at total 3, it's like total 3 looks bottomed here. So it's like you can't. In my mind, it's like how do all these alts get absolutely blown the f out, and total 3 still hanging in there? So that's kind of the thing that's kind of blowing my mind at the moment. But you've also got the Russell kind of hovering this high too, and it already made a higher high, and it's really trying to get a breakout move here. It's just the risk market isn't there yet, and I think the Russell's a great way to measure risk in a lot of ways. The stock market is a great way to measure crypto in some ways, right? Through the Russell and so on and so forth. Risk appetite just hasn't been there, but you have seen a lot of traps being set. I think honestly, like, with the Rivian call, I did that pretty recently for the subs. We got in at 37-cent calls. I think those got up to $1.50 today, $1.40 something per call. So it was big ups, right? Like big upside. I think 200%, 250 is what I was at the top end today. I think those could probably be a 10x call position. So that's really good for a lot of people. They got in.
Bro, you think anybody here really fucks with stocks?
I think people should actually be a little more diverse with their portfolios. Right?
No, I know the people here fuck with stocks because I fucking have smart friends. But like the sentiment, the overall crypto Twitter.
Yeah, I mean they'll learn eventually, right? You lose about $10,000 to $100,000, you'll learn that like, hey, maybe I should be a little more diverse when it comes to where I'm putting my money. I think some people they take that learning lesson. Other people they already know those things. And you got to think too, some markets are going to do better than others from time to time, right? Like through maybe 6 months, stocks do well, 6 months, crypto does well. So they don't always have to work in tandem. Sometimes they can work in opposites. And so you want exposure, to all markets really. And the best way to do that is some money in crypto, some money in stocks, and kind of play the side that looks the best. And I think the stocks themselves have been looking really good. I mean, PLTR, amazing play. $9 positions on those, $13 position on those, sitting at $200 something now per stock. If you look at something like Neo looks pretty good, and that's a Chinese EV. But I think a lot of people are hopping on the EV train because Rivian started moving today. And I don't know what everybody's like hype is, man. Like I got Rivian calls last month, but now everybody today is like Rivian all over the timeline. So I think they're trying to force a push, which, if we get God candles, I'm hopping out of that play. Hopefully you guys can push it up to my call position so I can exit. So we'll see.
You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. You heard him.
I'm not talking about like people here, but like I'm talking about the people that are like all of a sudden, bullish on Rivian. Haven't talked about it the entire time, but now all of a sudden they're all bulls on it. But I do think there's a lot of value that's still out there that people aren't looking at because they think these companies are dead. And it's not just in stocks, it's also in crypto. I think like stocks, there's a lot of value. I still like the EV companies. I still think they have a lot of value. And I think if you got a longer term mindset, those are good plays that can play out for you really well. PLTR took years to play out, literal years. But I can tell you, a lot of people are happy they hung in there and kept DCA. Um, and I can tell you, at the same time, Rivian's going to probably be another one of those too. They got deals with Amazon, they got deals with consumers, and so on and so forth. So they got some really good setups. One of their biggest two investors are Amazon and Ford. A lot of people don't even know that, but that's their two biggest buyers of their stock. Um, Usually, when I see a car company invest in another car company, I usually look at it as some kind of partnership that they're looking for there, whether it be to get parts from them or something else, right? Like
That's
maybe,
bullish.
yeah, exactly. It's very bullish because it means that that company can create revenue just through selling parts to another company. So
Let me
likely, I
ask you
would,
this. What
yeah,
if
go.
that same company started buying DGOD secretly from a secret wallet? What would you do? What would you do next?
I buy more DGOTs, man.
Mm,
If a car company bought
mm,
DGOTs, all right, a car company,
okay.
because I would think that they were pushing for a liquidity push to exit on everybody, and I want to exit too. So
Yeah.
I just want to get in there with them. But and just like Amazon's doing right now. So that's forward.
I love it.
Uh,
Any $1,500 dates lately?
nah, man, nah, we're just chilling right now lately. I've
Mm.
been charting and flipping money. Like I'm excited right now. I think there's so much opportunity. And here's the thing. This is always the hardest part to tell people because like I know a lot of people are broke. I know a lot of people are broke. So like the best time to find opportunities when everybody's broke. And that's what I'm noticing right now is like I think a lot of people in this space right now, like overhyped, overspent, over like really over
Over
leveraged their position.
amplified?
Yeah, I think even these big accounts, like they were up big, and I think a lot of them got smoked. I really do, and I think they probably backed off big time, are not investing, and are just sitting back and shit talking the whole time. I've seen a lot of them do it. All they keep talking about is the next bear market that's coming, and it's because they ain't got no money left. They blew all their money trying to chase hype, and usually those are the times they kind of really look for opportunities when everybody gets blown out. And I think that last crypto, flash crash was definitely a blowout for a lot of people. And you got to always have some you got some gas left in the tank at the end of the day, just in case you get those kind of plays. And I definitely kept some gas in the tank in case that happened, and it's really benefited me because I've been able to flip this into calls and everything else. Like I'm not even looking at puts. I'm not even looking at shorts right now. I'm looking at opportunity, whether it's buying stocks for long term, whether it's buying call positions for upside, because I think there's still a lot of opportunity on the table. I think people are just very pessimistic with markets right now. Just very pessimistic. I would not buy gold. I would not buy metals because I think those are overhyped right now. I think those are extremely overhyped. So I'm looking at sectors that are getting heavily abused. Um, and I'm also looking at stuff that Trump's absolutely blowing out, right? Like he's blowing out the EV sector. He's blowing out the the
Blowing
green
your back out?
Green
What?
Deal, no, the Green New Deal sector. Like solar. These the thing that people never really understand is like these things aren't going anywhere. It doesn't matter if Trump's in office and like throw and says, "Oh, we're going to do away with them all." The second the Democrats get back in, they'll put them all back in, and guess what? All those stocks will get pumped right back up again. Not like that. But I'm just again
Who's
just
getting
searching for
smoked?
opportunity. I think I think Rivian's going to be a good play to 25. I'm going to run it up to there. I don't think people should chase it right now. A lot of talk on the timeline. Don't chase shit when it's already hitting when anything that hits crypto Twitter timeline, it's done at this point. Just don't even bother. Like don't chase any of these guys that put shit on the timeline. If you didn't catch it before they put it on the timeline, don't even bother. Like right now, like I'm up almost 300% on this position. Why would you buy my 300% position? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm just telling you guys that, from because I want people to not get wrecked. And a lot
Or
of
get
people will tell you,
smoked? What about, you don't want anybody getting smoked?
yeah, that's it. That's it. But again, just the market doesn't look bad. Total looks fine. I think it's just a dead market. It's really not interested in moving at the moment. But again, I think once we get the government back open, like I said, it'll probably be another week or two before they'll actually inaugurate that. Um, then we should be pretty decent as far as liquidity flow, or at least getting the liquidity flow going again. This is a slow economy. It's a slow economy because prices haven't rebalanced really much yet, and I think that people are still kind of feeling that pain. And then obviously this little bit of hype cycle that we've had, a little bit, has wiped a lot of people out. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot more on that.
Hey, thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Do not get smoked. Damn, Lil Mo. Look at a little Jesus video. I'm rolling. Oh my God. Do not get smoked. Will said don't get smoked. Hmm. We still in a bull market, Will?
Yeah, a slow, boring bull market. Slow,
Yeah.
very,
I
very
know you're gonna
slow.
say
By
that.
the way,
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna
very.
say that.
I mean, I'm in call side positions for upside, and I'm up 300%. Show me,
Michael's tweeting out for us to buy. Come on,
tell
Michael.
people to show me the shorts. I watch people short. What was it? What were they short the other day? Zcash. What was that dude? He put 250 on it, lost the whole position. Like these
Oh,
people
we
are.
cooked on the Zcash short the other day from 700.
I mean,
I feel
from
like
700 was a
I feel
good
like
play,
people
but
post for engagement or for engagement. I don't know.
Dude, there's
I
too many LARPs on the timeline, dude. None of
that's
that
what I was
Yeah.
shit's
gonna
real.
say. Yep, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are paper trading and pretending that they're putting large positions on shorts continuously for engagement.
People are louder about Aster and like Laster I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm high. Liz, how you doing over there? Are we buying runes or what's happening?
Actually, I don't know if you're trying to be funny, but the rune numbers are looking kind of good these days. I wouldn't tell you to go over there just yet, but Bitcoin is still standing strong.
I
Dude,
like that.
whenever runes pump, it's always a scam. It's over, dude. We always giga dump whenever those rat things
Giga
pump.
dope.
Okay, Manny, really?
Yeah, dude, read a fucking book. It's called History, bro.
Okay, read a fucking book with history. Calm down because we're still like dealing with the ones that were recently launched last year. So the whole reading a book pipe down. We're still trying to figure out where we're going with those. Okay.
But still, I think it's still very well documented, Liz. And take a playbook out of history here. I think the shit that no one's talking about that's actually gonna pump is like prison infrastructure and housing infrastructure because all these rat zoomers are poor and they don't have any houses, right? So then they're gonna like cook up some shit where you can roll in like all your student debt into a 50-year mortgage. Then everyone's gonna get a house and then be locked in as
Bro,
slaves. So I'm going long on fucking housing infrastructure.
don't get me started on the 50 year. Like
Who
Chicago
was
was
who was
right.
it who was talking about 50?
Chicago, you were right, bro.
Sorry.
Look,
I was just taking a
I
picture
said
of
there
that
ain't
now.
no effing way they're gonna do it, and they did it. And then, well, at least they talked about it, right? I didn't even think they would
It's
talk about
coming,
it.
bro. You can get a fucking Lambo on a 15-year car
That's
loan
what I
and
was.
then
Yeah,
wrap it
I saw that too,
into a 50-year mortgage, and you'll have
bro.
like 50 years of paying off your car. It'll be broken fucking three, and then you'll die in your little fucking house that you bought.
Your
And
car will break
property
down
taxes
before you
and your
ever pay it
property
off.
taxes will go up fucking 12% a year until at some point the mortgage is a small part of it and the
Well,
property taxes are fucking the majority of it.
I talked
And let
about
me tell
this.
you, the value will never appreciate more than the actual repairs ever. Don't fucking let them tell
Well,
you that.
I talked about this with Girl
Depends.
Universe. That there's pros and cons to that long term. It's definitely going to screw a lot of people that pay the minimum payment. But if people are doing the whole 15-year 50-year mortgage shit, and it ends up being half the cost of rent, do you think people really give a shit if they pay in that house and they can get and the government takes it back at some point? They won't care. They'll be like, shit, I'm paying 1,500 a month versus 3,000 a month for rent. The housing market will never collapse if we get a 50-year mortgage, bro. And prices won't come down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Dear Peter, wrote you this message I'm sending. Hoping you do not forget it. Hoping you do not forget it. You cannot forget me, you know you cannot reset me. I know your Bitcoin bag's a bit like you worry about a recession. Try to hit me with a character assassination. Ain't gotta lie, I think it worked. How come when you see me up in spaces, you getting so tilted, I'm leaving you turned, leaving you burnt. How many social credit points a Peter gotta earn? Hey guys, I'm Pete. I like pussy that look like a lunch meat. More specifically, roast beef. Feeling so good when the bread is toasted. Head don't make me come, probably cause my dick went numb. That's why I call my girl brown thumb. Bitch, I'm drowsy. Probably I'm smoking loud, please. Brainless smoking sour, brainless. Leave a stainless. And the boy is named Pete. Then I went and called Meech. Asked him if he helped me dump the body. Then I called up.
No, well, that's what's going to cause rent to go lower, right? Is like when the mortgages start dropping.
Rent is going lower as we speak right now. I know that markets move a little bit differently, especially like more like, Florida, New York. There's certain ones. I'm letting you know right now, the rent is dirt cheap comparatively speaking. A year ago, exactly, you wanted a mortgage, but not right now.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Vegas rent's
It's
still kind of
dropping in
good.
some places.
And my rent is not lower.
My rent's doubled in 3
Type
years, and it
shit.
went up another 8% this year,
Yeah,
and I just signed a
Vegas.
fucking lease.
That's
Vegas.
what I'm
Well,
saying.
you know this, Chicago too. Vegas is one of the first cities to get hit. Anytime prices come down, like we get smoked the hardest out of all the cities.
Vegas housing is down 15-20% since 2022 already. Like that was the
That's what I'm
bottom.
saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was the top, and like this is close to the bottom. Like I honestly believe that every property I sell next year will be up 20% from what it is today.
The problem with introducing the 50-year mortgages is it's going to support prices never coming down.
Exactly.
And that's all it's going to do. It's going to create a slow growth environment for the entire
Because
economy.
all the young kids have been sitting here waiting for 2008 again, and even without 50-year mortgages, that was never coming again. People don't realize that 2008 housing crash and COVID stimmies are two things that won't get replicated in their lifetime. Different shit'll happen, little bits of it'll happen, but everybody I fucking know who doesn't have a house has been like, just wait, like that $700,000 house is going to be 200,000. That's when I'm buying a house. I'm saving money. Fuck, you're not. I'm your landlord, bitch, and I'm going to be your landlord for as
They've
long
been
as you
saying
need,
Bro,
unless
that
you sign
since
a fucking
22.
mortgage.
so like I was trying to show people that in alpha space like a little while ago, and I was explaining to them the Toronto housing market. They tested all this shit already, and they already tested it in Toronto. It works. You can have there is no way that some of these houses should be $1,200,000 for a fucking cockroach box. Get the fuck
You
out of
talking
here.
about California?
No, I'm
No,
talking about
Toronto,
Toronto.
Oh,
Canada's a
definitely
fucking
California.
Miami.
You
Evan,
fucking kidding me?
everywhere. Every
Canadian
house,
pesos.
every house I have in Vegas has at least doubled, if not tripled, in the past 6
No, but
years.
he's talking about like California
Chicago,
sells
hit me with the
sheds for
OTC.
like
I'm trying to move
1.2
to
mil.
Vegas.
I'm not trying to sell right now. Get a 50-year mortgage. Wait, I'll sell it to you in June of next year. Like regardless,
Okay,
cash
I'll
is
hit you then.
fine.
I'll
Cash is
hit you
fine.
then.
We'll save the
Yeah.
realtors. We'll do 1%.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
cover it. We're good.
Dude, I got you. I got
Yeah,
the
like I'm
cash.
fine with that. You
Yeah,
want to pay all cash for it, by all means. Like let's
the
make it easy, dude. If it's
100%,
a
plus
I got
All
you.
jokes
seven day
aside, you
close,
should
bro, I'm
actually
in.
really consider
well
that
the
for the kids.
No, I'm dead ass serious. Yeah. No, I've been
Are they
considering.
are
Yeah.
they banning Airbnb? Like, so they're starting that in the major cities here in Canada as well. They're all like, all the mayors are
No, they're
preaching,
not
we're going to
banning
ban.
Airbnb.
It depends. It
No.
depends on where you are. Like Vegas, for example. One, there's a pocket that you can't Airbnb, like
Yeah.
between, like in this case, call it Sahara and fucking the airport. You can't Airbnb stuff in like a little pocket, and then outside of
Mhm.
it, there's a basically a radius. So like you can't Airbnb if somebody's Airbnbing within 650 feet. So like you got like one every block, every block and a half. But Vegas is a little different because like the hotels are pushing back harder because they need to fucking, they need the rooms gone. They don't need to turn these other ones over. Like every city's
Yeah,
like a
but the
little bit
rooms
different.
at the Vegas hotels, unless you're in like a baller suite, is like abs. Yo, I can't live like
Nah,
a
nah,
fucking
nah,
piece
nah,
of
nah, nah.
shit,
If
bro.
you fucking price line fucking give me a good deal and they put you at the fucking
Mhm.
at fucking circus, bro, like welcome to
Bro,
fucking the past 20
they
years, dude.
comped me on a nice room at Aria, bro. But like the last time I was in Vegas, I had to like rent a house for for it to
Yeah,
even
but
make
like you
sense.
know
Brutal,
what?
And
you
like,
don't know.
There are nice Airbnbs. Like I lived on the fucking in the casino for fucking 10 years. Like literally 10 years, I lived at Cosmo. Fucking 7 years, I lived at fucking Planet Hollywood. Like before I bought a house. Like
Okay,
don't get me
those are
wrong.
not Airbnbs.
Yeah, no,
I was
no,
gonna say,
we're
like,
talking about
yo,
hotels, and most of the Airbnbs in Vegas are shit. Call
we're
it what
like
it
six
is. Like they
girls in
turned
a
over
room.
like little $300,000 ranches, put like a half-ass basketball court in the back of it, and they're getting 750 a fucking night,
Genius.
and you don't realize that you're in
Genius.
the middle of
There you
like
go.
you're in the middle of like a cowboy block. Like there's 16 pickup trucks in the fucking house next
Over in
door. They had a
Henderson.
grass field. Like not even Henderson. I'm talking about like that gap of like everything off like Sunset by the airport, everything
Oh
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
past the fucking like not quite North Vegas, but nobody understands that when they book something. Like even the place right by my house, like there's Section 8 apartments, but there's a fucking few of them that like if you find them on Zillow or I mean on Airbnb, they're hilarious. Like I look at them and I'm like, holy shit, that looks nice. I'm like, where is that? And then I look and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like I see people every day when I come out of my gate and it's like a couple about to get divorced because one of them didn't look into where the neighborhood was and they just booked the Airbnb and didn't realize that they're literally in the trap. Like they're like
no, no,
dead
no,
ass in the
bro,
middle of the
bro,
fucking trap. Like
bro. Yo,
profits where you threw your
Chicago,
where
bro.
profits through her event. Like I'm talking like across the street from there. There's people fucking getting like 230 a night because it's like
Are they
close
over
to
off Boulder?
close.
Is that where they're at?
I'm talking between Karen and Sahara, between fucking Paradise and fucking Maryland. You know what I'm talking about, Will?
Yeah.
That's where I stayed. I stayed off of
He said
I
that's
stayed
where
like
I stayed.
off of Sunset. I stayed in
Yeah, but
Henderson. That's
Sunset's
urban
different.
Vegas.
Sunset's like the
Yeah.
airport stuff. Like that's where you had like an open field with a bunch of little ranch houses that were
You
like
have safety
250 or
there.
350, and like they do a nice job. Like they make them like party houses. But the thing is, everybody's got this perception that like, oh, it says it's only a mile from the strip. Fucking everything's a mile from the strip unless you're in Henderson or Summerlin. Like,
No,
what?
that's
Mhm.
that, bro. But the place that I got was like in the hood, and like
Exactly.
They
You're
yo,
have
getting
but
fucking
projects
and,
down
and
here.
but
A lot of
what
people
did
don't
they get you?
realize
What did
it.
they get you a night for?
All right, there's no fucking way. I need alpha. What are we buying? What are we selling? Are we on Aptos? Alpha
He,
gave somebody an hour today talking about Aptos. Am I missing something? Are we buying Monad's drop? Are we happy? Are we bullish on it being dropped on Coinbase? What are we? Nobody's talking about these things. Manny, I want to hear from you for a sec, if that's
it
okay,
was
bud.
like 350 a night.
315.
Yeah, think about that. They're getting 1% of the cost of the house nightly. Like,
Bro,
Dude,
Monad,
yeah.
Monad, 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 Monad.
you know what you buy? You buy fucking
Was
houses
that
on
like a
50-year
foreshadowing
mortgages
over
and
like where
Airbnb 'em.
Monad is really gonna go?
I think it might send.
Lower than higher.
I
Think
think it
about think
might
no, but think
send.
about what 50-year
oh,
mortgages do for people with fucking Airbnbs and rentals. Because now you're actually making
Girl,
money every month. You're asking what to
Chicago, we
invest
want to
in. Go buy
know
fucking
what
houses.
50-year invested will do for Monad.
Meech, go ahead.
I don't.
Time
I
investment.
think all
All
privacy.
right.
I think
This
all
is
privacy
relevant.
coins are
This is
fucked, and the
good. This is
government's gonna
good
fucking
shit.
Yo,
take them
while
down.
Okay.
Meech goes, I'm live streaming right now. I'm sharing myself playing the claw. Okay?
I put.
I'm gonna give away some shit in my wallet. I have so much shit. I forgot I had all this shit. So go ahead and sign up if you haven't. Post below you're playing. and then one of you are going to get chosen while Meech has his wonderful take, because Meech is going to save us right now because we love him.
Okay, guys. Listen,
Thank you.
it took me like 15 minutes, profits, to come up with this thesis, right? Okay, so we got 3% going to the airdrop, 3.3%. I'm sorry, somebody corrected me earlier on the 0.3, and they wanted to be an asshole. We have 7% going to Coinbase. Coinbase is valued at 2.5 cents. Okay, right? So if you have an airdrop, hypothetically, allegedly, somebody might be able to do the math and be like, oh, maybe if I want to hold on to some Monad, I could try to get into the ICO on Coinbase because there's incentives towards future ICOs like Base, etc. And then sell your whole Monad airdrop, because obviously they're not giving it to you at 2.5 cents on an ICO on one of their first ICOs without knowing that it's going to go higher, right? So that's got to be like a baseline, right? Or it's going to be a ton of FUD. So my brain is thinking we try to get in on the ICO, and then maybe a smart individual would sell their airdrop and then get the incentives from the Coinbase side to hold it.
What's the upside potential of that?
The upside would be that you can get into future ICOs for Coinbase. If you sell too early, then you have like a penalty, kind of like AVAX did, where they blacklisted people for all these like pre-sales and shit they were doing, like Blub and all these other ones. It was like,
oh my God, it sounds like that was so long ago.
I know, right? But like that's basically what Coinbase is doing. It's like if you sell your ICO pre-sale, like they blacklist you basically, or like give you like some sort of penalty where you can't buy in for a certain amount of time. So I think that, hear me out.
Is there a limit to what you have to buy to get in?
I think Robinhood does.
Yeah, fair, right, Chicago. So I don't know if there's a limit. I didn't look into that, but 7% to Coinbase.
It's $100 to $100,000. All you guys got to do is fucking read.
So just throw $100 in, basically, and you can get into future ICOs and don't sell that $100. It's basically your fee.
Okay.
Because it's going to go to zero. Well,
that's fine. Well, but either way, we throw in the 100, but we made, X amount off of the airdrop, and then that's whatever. It's a wash. And then we get it on Base, and then we make a whole bunch of fucking money.
Yeah.
That's my take.
You could wash that with 2 wallets too. Just do like 3 or 4 with 100, so that way you get airdropped on those, or at least you can do future ones, and then
volume based though. Just
buy and sell.
The numbers won't be as effective as the guy who put 50 grand, etc.
Fair.
So your position size for future is volume based?
No, I'm saying like if you put $100 in and I put $10,000 in, I'm going to naturally have a lot. Like the algorithm is going to give me more reach in the future. It's not like, don't get me wrong, we both.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
But like putting $100 in, you have like a whitelisted IPO account. It's not going to be
okay. So it is based on how much you're spending. Then it is.
Yeah, like as you buy more, like your allotments to stuff are increased over time. Like they want people who are going to hold them. That's why everything that's fucking dropped on Robinhood in the past fucking 2 months is fucking down 50%. Like everybody buying StubHub and fucking all this other dumb shit.
Yeah, I don't buy anything that launches immediately on Robinhood. They always try to push that shit to you as soon as it goes on there. Good, Beach?
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, I feel like it's worth the risk. Let's see how it goes. We can still get our money, allegedly, out of their drop, and then additionally see what Coinbase offers.
I agree that I think everybody who is even on the fence should throw $100 at this and accept that if you lose it, it's not a big deal. You're getting experience in what ICOs are going to look like on Coinbase, and 2, your account will be at least 1 step better for shit that's not as bad as Monad in the future.
That's kind of what I was saying too with the $100. Because
and you're not going to lose $100. You're going to lose like fucking 50% of it most likely.
Yeah, well, plus on top of that, $100 in a future basically play, then that could lead you into a lot, right? If it's the right play, and like
I think Robinhood, you're getting like they have way less allotment for stuff. So like I can think of 1 or 2 things that I requested like $50,000 and I got 1 share for $17. Like with Coinbase, I don't think there's going to be enough demand on requests. Like I think they're going to want to give out as much of this as they humanly can. rather than like Robinhood being one of a million people that gets a part of the IPO. When it's on Coinbase only, that means all the volume sits there versus like Robinhood's getting a little piece between, Merrill Lynch has some, Schwab has some, all these different people have their access. Like Robinhood has the most people for the least amount of money when it comes to IPOs, and Coinbase has the least amount of people with the most allotment. So like whatever you request, I bet you probably get on ad. But if people are like treating it like Robinhood, like I'm going to request 50 grand because I'm going to get $300 worth. This time, I think like everybody gets filled for basically everything on Monad.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
I
so,
would.
bro. Because
I don't know. I kind
yeah,
of
I
agree.
don't think that's what's gonna happen here. So Coinbase has been hinting at like ICO stuff for like almost a year and a half or whatever. I think the reason why they bought Kobe's company is because
They had lawyers that were smart enough to figure out the like KYC bullshit part of it, and like the formal. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like, when they ask you for that piece of paper that says that you're an accredited investor, that shit, bro.
Well, dude, this thing has to be successful, so more people want to launch on there, so they're gonna send it.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
But he's talking
opinion.
about a
Yeah, I
person of crime. We understand crime.
Yeah. Crime's easy.
He's right as far as like normal human interests. Like it's not gonna. It's Coinbase, right? But like crime incentives.
I mean, it's just like Aster, right? That whole launch crime, run it up, then let it bleed down. It's atypical for a lot of these.
I actually like the asset trading platform. It's really a dope platform to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Aster, the platform. I just saying how the liquidity flow was definitely fictitious coming in, and the volume was definitely
We'll CT Crown.
volume was definitely coming from one direction. It was not coming from CT.
Yo, I'm okay with crime as long as I'm not violent.
Yeah, there's always a trap, right? There's always a trap to set in these places, but I don't know. Like I might dabble at the start with like $100-$200, and then I'll come in later on once they crush it and come in with more. I'll wait for them to absolutely blow the chart out though before I do that.
My whole thing on privacy coins as a whole, like, this is my take, is I'm not that bullish on privacy. Like, I understand everybody wants privacy, but the one group of people that doesn't want privacy is the people that you're fucking dodging taxes with privacy from. Like, those are the people that that's why I'm not as sold on privacy coins as a whole.
That's why people want privacy.
Yeah, but that's fine. But I also think that, like, because they do, like, if everybody's bullish take on why they want privacy coins is so they can dodge taxes, who's the person who's going to come down the hardest on why you can't do that?
I mean, the government, they hate privacy.
Exactly. Right. And that's why I'm like, I don't know what the stop is, but like the same way Europe says, you can only have 20K in this coin. Like, it's not that out of the question that, like, you're going to see this on a bigger scale across a lot of things with privacy coins. Like, a privacy chain for certain things, I get it, but, like, let's just be honest. The number one reason anybody wants a privacy coin is because they want to go back to this, like, fuck the banks. Like, that shit's it's just not going to work. Well, it's going to have to be onboarded and offloaded through something like a Coinbase. Like, we don't even know if there's, like, an extra restriction. Like, you can hold Monad, but guess what? The only place you can sell it is Coinbase. I just don't see the government. Same reason I hated crypto for fucking 5 or 10 years is because I just don't see a world where, like, we're allowed to sit here and play this, like, game of, like, hey, check it out, this is the newest way to fucking avoid paying taxes.
Well, I mean, people will argue different reasons for why they want privacy. I think that one of them is taxes. There's other reasons too. It's also to mask, where your transactions are going, so people can't sit there and like follow you around. And then there's another one too, and that's crime, right? You gotta be able to hide the crime. So what you do is you do the crime, and then you run it through a privacy chain and run it back into another wallet somewhere else.
Will, can you pull up the Zcash chart? Do you think it's over? It's looking pretty much over to me. I see a double.
I told you it was over. Remember we talked about it in the chat, bro. I told you I said that shit.
I shorted 700 and I fucking pushed it out and cashed it at like 550.
Well, the thing is like I showed him the RSI and I said the RSI is sitting over like 100 almost. It was they were at almost 100 at all time high, and now they're at like 94.
Bounce real quick off of 400. I think it might bounce off.
It is gonna bounce. You can see it right there. It's coming back down to the 70. It'll probably bounce back up to like 80, and then it'll roll again on the RSI. It's gonna come all the way back to the 50. The RSI is gonna reset on the 50. It's not going to stay elevated like this, which means you're going to likely consolidate in this range, and you'll probably get lower lows at some point. I think you could fill all the way down to 225, really, even if you're going to hold the range. But if you get anything below 175, you're cooked.
Yeah,
that's going to roll right back down.
Quick scalp, no NFA, but I'm definitely playing this quick scalp off 400.
Yeah, you can get your bounce on that because you're kind of playing into that high there. You bounced on it already once right here. So yeah, you could bounce on that. You could still kind of play down to like 370.
You can bounce on that. It's crazy.
As in, don't go super high leverage. Look, it's all about levels. All right, you come down.
Quick reset as we're figuring out what levels we're at. Make sure you jump into the exposed media community. It's right there at the tippy top. Tippy top. Thank you very much. We have a huge clipper community. So if you are doing any type of clipping of this show, of any of the shows or streams that are under the exposed media umbrella, post them in there and we'll get them, max viewed. So you can get that fat ass paycheck by Mr. Elon. So yeah, post them in there so I can see them. And then we also post everything in there first, before the timeline. So anyway, let's keep it going. Kuro, how's your day going? How's them Twitter streets treating you today?
Yo, everything is all good. I didn't really do too much Twittering today. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just, you know how I am. I'll just say whatever's on my mind, and people don't like that, so I take a break.
Oh, I already know about those breaks, brother. I already know about those breaks.
A solid 8 hours in the middle of the day of just sitting there, getting your feet rubbed. I went to the spa today. Got my feet rubbed. Okay.
Well deserved. Well deserved. These KOLs should be rubbing your feet. These KOLs should be rubbing your feet.
Nah. Yo, you know how it is, Prophets. It's just, we're still fucking early, unfortunately.
Let's see, man. I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be. I'm actually I saw some tweets. Looks like there was some drama. I love when I miss drama. I'm not gonna lie. It's so pointless, and it just shows like what sphere you're operating from. And I know there's a difference between like defending yourself and drama and all these different things. I don't know anything. Oh, phone died. Shit.
I think she's gone.
Hold on. All right.
You have to get a Breezy account.
All right, we're back.
Actually, you guys
Thank you.
It. I'm not sure
she's the
you've
best.
been doing this whole time.
Thank you so much, Liz. You're the fucking best. I had to switch phones. The other one died. But anyway, yeah, so it was really nice to not know what the fuck is going on. But it just indicates to me, I'm all about the market, right? I'm just paying attention to the market. But it indicates to me people are getting shaken out. And like Will said earlier, people are definitely shaken out. 7 months ago, I made $700,000 on Trump, $300,000 on this. Angel invested in my friend's company. They rugged me. It's been a long 2025. Let me tell you. Okay.
No, you know what happened with that money, right? They got that 300,000. They bought a Lambo and they're selling that Lambo this month for half off. That's what's going on right now.
I forgot what this company's name over here in Miami, dude. They're so I just want an NSX and that shit is not more than $100K. But dude, these guys are getting, I don't know, $2 million cars, $1 million cars, paying $2-3K a month on the bill. And then 6 months later, yo, my guy, you trying to buy this back from me? Trying to buy, and I get it. Like I'm wondering why Brickle is so filled with this, but there's some people that have been exposing it on YouTube. I've been enjoying it. I'm gonna get an NSX just to be throwing everybody off, and not be. I'm gonna pretty much be the sore thumb out here.
Are they taking the lease back to the dealer?
So there's like third parties dealers where you go through them for like 179 months, and you feel me? You got
what months?
Yeah,
What
dude. Fucking wild.
What would your credit score have to be?
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You put in whatever it is, whatever 20K, whatever down. Boom. They give you the 179-month term. Boom. 2,097 USD a month. You're like, oh, fucking, my one course is 10 racks. I make 40K a month right now. Right. It's been like 3 whole months that they've made 40K consistently. And then boom, month 4.
Where are you guys buying these cars? I've never had even when I used to lease, I never had a payment over $300 in my life. And you've seen the cars I be driving. What the fuck is going on in America? What are they doing?
It's Miami shit.
You know what a lot of people are doing? Like there's like car clubs where like you pay $30,000-$40,000 a year. And you can pretty much like drop that car off and take out whatever you want. There's like 100.
That's fire.
Oh yeah,
I do that.
That's a good idea.
That's fire.
And they'll play like a game like that. Like it's pretty much a rental, except you're paying like a yearly membership, and like you can come drop the fucking Range Rover off, pick up the fucking this. Like
that's a good business expense.
But
you reasonable model.
You still got to book it though. It's like Toro. I've seen that before.
No, you do, but like at the same token, there's also like. Even if you don't get the one you want, like I'm just saying, like there is a collection of fucking cars.
You got a good spread of different people's cars, and they all get money from it.
Wrong with that though.
Is it better to lease or to buy? Like
it depends on what.
Hold on. Off rip. By the way, I just want to make this very clear because we're not going to jump into this conversation because I'm going to invoice you guys because this is the same thing about having good credit. If you don't know, you better figure it the fuck out and ask ChatGPT for a fucking action plan. As soon as you drive off the lot, that shit is losing value. So I'm all for, not buying out a car cash. That's actually retarded. That's not smart. But
I mean, you put 5,000 on it and buy it.
It depends on what cars you're buying. Profits.
Bro, you think everybody has good taste, Kirill? You think everybody has good taste buying NSXs that only go up in value? No, bro. They're not buying NSXs, bro. They're not buying GTRs. They're buying fucking Porsches. No, I'm just kidding. I know Porsches.
Hey, Porsche's a good car. What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
I didn't tell you. I exited that trade so up.
No, I know Porsches go. I know they have. I know they kind of like. Will's a Porsche guy.
I had a Porsche for like 5 years.
Will's a Porsche guy. I fucking knew it. I knew you were a Porsche guy.
Out here literally went and got loans for 11 vehicles. He drives one of them during the week, and the rest he has sitting at like all these exclusive hotels in Arizona, and he rents them out. And he charges like $3,500 for 6 hours for like a Lamborghini and shit. He had the car paid off in 140 days, free and clear on his Lambo, and it only had like.
But he had that good credit, bro.
Why would somebody pay?
He also did that probably a couple years ago. Like right now, it's a little fucking. It's not.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Like 2022, you could have bought as many Lambos as you wanted and had them all paid off in less than 6 months. But that's when everybody had the fucking money to pay $1,200, $2,500 a day to fucking rent it on these trips. Like a lot of those things, like you can rent a lot of these supercars for a third of what they were 3 years ago. Like it's. I'm not saying you can't make. I mean, I got a buddy who makes a ton of money. Everybody's Turoing fucking all their cars. His niche was fucking minivans because like it's the one thing that like you can get for like a $200-$300 fucking payment, and when people need the space, there's very fucking few of them. Like I mean, he pays off these things in like all under a year. Has like 200 minivans across the country on fucking Turo, and like it's that little niche that like you didn't think on like town and country.
Soccer mom niche, baby, good niche.
Well,
not just that, like also like broke people who want to fucking have 8 people in a fucking car instead of renting fucking 3 cars, and they don't want to drive a U-Haul van
until they steal your car and do a VIN swap.
you got to send them to Canada for that. But yeah, fair enough.
Nah, I do in Connecticut.
Canada's
But yeah, I mean,
We have our own
the
cars.
hardest thing is getting the credit to get, you know, the large vehicles now. You know, I've seen a lot of people that I have a buddy that has a 640 credit score and brings in 2.5 million, and the only reason why his credit is low is his debt to income between his companies and everything that he holds is the only thing that fucks him. But he brings in, you know, 2.5 million a year, and they wouldn't even allow him to fucking take a Lambo out to buy. So
that doesn't sound logical. Yeah, like if you're making that much money, your credit shouldn't be shit, or you should be running it under a business anyway, which is it only costs typically about $2,000 to get a business going, and you can run it under a business account, and you can get a tax write-off on top of that.
So Lamborghini doesn't allow you, unless you're a wholesaler, to purchase new Lamborghinis. It has to go under a personal. It's the same thing with like Bugatti. Bugatti, you have
Bugatti's exclusive. Yeah,
you had to have a pre-owned Bugatti before you can buy one.
Who's that, Drew?
You can get a recommendation too.
Is that Drew?
Yeah.
What's up, my guy? You know, I don't allow what's it called, actual project accounts up here, but you know you get special treatment for the next 2 months. So nah, dog, you're good. Appreciate you pulling up. Guys,
I was getting ready for the space and forgot the time change, and so everybody's like, "No, you dumbass, it's in an hour." And I was,
nah, so you're good. No worries, dude. Don't even worry. Yeah, you are here. You're fucking G. I know you got so much shit going on. Hold on. I gotta talk about this. If you want to bring this up, I'm going to the gaming sector. We got GTA coming in 2026 now. They just announced it. I'm sorry, yeah, right. They announced the push. Excited, bro? You're gonna kill it at our battle. Are you ready? I'm so excited and so tired, and you know, it's just we're managing so much. We help the business. The 20-hour days, 7 days a week for 3 years straight really will beat your ass. So I'm looking forward to our battle being able to get out there. And honestly, I'm gonna find one of the days to like take the afternoon off and go sit down with my wife at the beach. Bro, I'm gonna make you do that. You're not gonna do anything except pull up and enjoy the event. I would gladly love to get that. Seriously. Yeah. So I like the meeting too. So you know, December 5th is my birthday, and I was like, yeah, she could have been our battle, and I was like, same as last year, baby. You know, like I'll send you some good. You're like, yeah, baby, same as last year. I'll send you some good dinner spots that are close by. Check out. Well, my daughter and her boyfriend, he's very, very famous too. He was on there. I think on the fifth is going to come jump in her new car with his daughter. So speaking of new whips, did he get the special 179? I'm just kidding. That's what's up. Very cool. So yeah, very, very happy. Yeah. Pure booty, Cameron. Oh, Cam, don't think I forgot about you, Cam. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, that's a good thing. You know what? You got to say, you know,
blossoming over the last couple of years that are finally coming into play. It's I'm excited. Like I said, I'm gonna go and spend a day and a half between